So today we are going to do a map guide on Calypso Casino, but specifically with how certain operators interact with the map, like good setups for operators specifically on this map to give you direct map knowledge of how to play your ops. On this video I'm going to focus on a specific set of operators, and these will be Tachanka, Castle, Blackbeard, Denari, and Fuse. You might say, why do I need to know information for these ops on Calypso? These are throw ops. Well, these ops are actually require a lot of map knowledge to use. It's not like Ella and Thorn or Finrare where you just throw your gadget like above a doorway. We'll start out with Tachanka here on a good setup for the second site to make the most use out of Tachanka is as soon as you start the round in the cigar room, you're going to run straight to kitchen and just do this. Drones probably won't even see you if you do that fast enough. And what that does is actually, when you play downstairs, you have sightline of the breach. You can see anyone swinging an objective or pushing the objective door. This is a really good angle because when you're defending upstairs, attackers will rarely be down here unless they know you're down here. So again, I'll show you what it looks like up top here. This right here is the main breach for this objective. This wall almost always gets open because it's hard to ban objective. There's a drone hole right here that the grenades. So like, I've played Calypso Casino probably 50 to 100 times now. And the attackers always open this. I mean, these floor holes will be kind of inconspicuous. They probably won't pay much attention to them. They push into this room, might get that wall open, but 9 out of 10 times they're going to swing into objective like this. Peak objective. Put pressure on objective. But if I turn right around, boom, it's going to be a free kill if you're playing underneath right there. So you might want to go on this mid to late round because it might not open that breach instantly if you have a Cade or something, or 2 brow. But that's just not the only vert you can play down here. Let me show you something else. So you can also completely lock down Tequila from underneath. What you're gonna do is, I typically run Barb just to get audio cues of them coming in. And also they can't see through the floor holes as easily. You're gonna go underneath Tequila. You're actually gonna go all the way to the basement. And then shoot out a little square right here. You can do this Thinny shotgun op, but the chunk is easiest because his gun destroys floors so easily. There we go. That is the Tequila entrance door. You can completely stop the walk-in all the way from the basement. Also, you can shoot his launchers through the floor holes. And again, this is a really unsuspecting angle. You probably get a lot of free kills there. Not just that, you can also cut out a little square like this. This is going to watch the Tequila window. So now you can kind of just camp down here and you'll get the audio cue whenever they jump in the window. And again, this other vertical is right next to you right here. So what I would do is actually barricade this door, this door. Another advantage of this, and then I would start out playing down here because they're probably going to enter this door first. And then peek that if I hear them jump in that window. And then mid to late round, or when I hear they've opened this breach, I'll probably rotate to here. Kind of stop the run to objective. But what's even better about the spot, if they notice you're down here, which rarely happens unless it's like a comp stack, they're going to push you. They're going to send more than one guy to take you out because you are a big problem preventing them from entering the second floor objective. So what's even great about this position is if you notice they're pushing you and you don't want to take the gunfight, you should pop this hatch or you could take the stairs. Just drop in the basement and boom, you've disappeared in the basement. But what you can also do, so you're in basement, you can also come up in the south side lobby or north side lobby per server. I would go north side. Can you completely evade them doing this? You come up through janitor. By this time, probably after all this has happened, it's going to be late round. So once you come in the lobby, you just have to be careful of this door right here. And this is where you were camping out in, so be very careful of this door right here. Just peek that door. But then once you get here, boom, that's another objective entrance right there to the second floor. So more than likely, it's not completely unlikely there's going to be an enemy up here. Boom, free kill from the back. Be careful, watch your flank. And then you are back into objective. It's a little bit of a trek, but you're pretty safe, honestly, taking that route. If you want to run away from enemies closing in on you. They're always going to push this room and breach. So you're going to be a really big menace in the second floor bomb site. Then here's what it looks like looking down. They'll just see your head at this point. You're going to be all the way down there. Just not the site, there's also a pretty good Tachanka setup on the basement site. So that's it for Tachanka on the second floor side up there. Now let's go to the basement side.
You love him right back.
Tachanka also has a really strong position in the basement vault area. So if objective is down here, you're going to reinforce this outer wall like normal. Except what's special about this wall is it has huge gap up here above the reinforcement. So I'll just cut out this wall to show you what I'm about to do. But this wall will obviously be reinforced, right? But what you can do here is actually Tachanka trick the wall. This will completely stop Thermite and Maverick from making an entry here. It will not stop Hibana and Ace. However, it is very rarely that they will do a full push here, so they're probably not going to bring Hibana or Ace. But anyways, what you're going to do, once you hear him putting down that Thermite, just do this. Make sure it's a pretty steep angle. Just going to do one. And then boom, you have completely locked down the entry right here. What's cool is these fireballs last 10 seconds. So as long as you do this once every 10 seconds, you can pretty much stop them from entering here the entire round. But again, it goes deeper than this because you also have a hop up right here. And then you have a really sneaky angle at people entering from the server. But again, out of the over 50 games I've played on this map, they will rarely ever do a full push to servers or gold. Only thing that happens is they might do, at most I've seen 2 people go server or vault. This is more of a flank route. But that's even good for defense, so if you're Tachanka playing here, you can really lock down server and vault from the flankers. Completely lock it down. Make sure you get a really tight angle that shit drops right up. And again, I would put my barbed wire just here in case you get past this door. And then this door. You're going to be right there when they peek. Even if they know you're there, you can call a teammate. Come help, and then you'll be shooting him at 2 different angles. Like a teammate plays here. But again, really just Tachanka can lock down these 2 inches pretty well. That's the Tachanka tip on this objective. Most of the time, attackers will push here, do a full push here, or green right here. But typically, there is 1 or 2 flankers that go through servers. So again, your teammates will be very happy with you that you can completely lock down those 2 entrances as Tachanka. And just tell your team to stop the push from these 2 entrances. That's it for Tachanka on this map. I will move to the next operator, Castle. So with Castle, I would actually run the proxy this pistol. I use this pistol just to snipe their feet under the door, and then a shotgun. So this castle setup is actually a little more specific. So this only works on one site, and then not one site, but one part of the entire map. So this is a site here, right? Poker, and there'll be a bomb in here, blackjack. This setup. So what you're gonna do, like pretty low footholds right here. Not too low, honestly. Just like that. And then again, coordinate with your team. Make sure you're not blocking out their routes. But you would castle that door. And castle this outside door. And you have 2 extra castles. You might want to just do a double castle here. Again, this part is kind of optional. And just wait, you haven't seen the magic part yet. Just throw a proxy. You can throw both your proxies somewhere here. Honestly, doesn't matter where you put them, because if the enemy shoots them, that'll still be an audio cue for you, even if they shoot. They're gonna come to your flank, but you're actually gonna play right here in this room. And here's some magic right here. You ready? Lay down. Shoot their feet if they try to enter both of these castles. Pretty easy. Because there is a wall that goes straight down the middle here. I'm going to show you why this is so easy to do. Because if they're from the outside pushing, they don't have really anywhere to hide on this side. So unless they're Ash, they are not getting in these castles easily. Okay, stand here and melee it. Again, there's not really much of a tuck here. So if you can't see their feet here, just pull out your shotgun. Boom, free kill. You have more of a tuck on this side. But again, since you have a shotgun, you should get, if not a free kill, 90% damage. And that's the same for this door out here. They have no tuck on this side. So meleeing from this side is not an option. And you can see pretty far down the hall them running up too. They do have a tuck here. But again, they're meleeing, you're gonna get a lot of damage left. So yeah, you should be able to get some free kills here. Unless they have an Ash. Or a well-placed grenade, I guess. Might be like, well, there's no exit to this room. You're kind of screwed if someone flanks you. Okay. Not exactly. So you have these proxies, right? You have a lot of audio cues if they're flanking you. And if they flank you, all you have to do is this. Tuck behind the counter. Boom, there's a drone hole. You can see across that entire hallway. Just look at the left side of the drone hole if they're sprinting in. Probably will down or kill them. If not, again, do 90% damage on them. And let these bullets go all the way across the hall to the other side. You are a menace in this little tuck here. And if they blow open this castle by chance, you actually have an extra fallback. Pull out your shotgun. And then you can see them if they walk in with those footholds. If you see them walk, you can stand up at this point. If they break that castle, we'll stand up. See them if they walk in, and then boom. Annihilate them. This is a really nasty castle setup. Like, it's gonna be really hard for them to take you out here. If they do castle or Ash this one, you have a little bit of cover. You also do have the option of running away, just vaulting on this far side counter, and then going. And this is a site right here, so this is a popular entryway to that site here. But this setup also not just works for this objective, it also works for the second floor objective right up here. Because it pretty much stops anyone from entering through Aqua. Unless they jump through the windows. Because you're going to be right here. Completely, this is a really popular site location for attackers. So if anyone's pushing Aqua coming from this way, they're going to be in for a hard time. Again, they could come through here, but then you'll get those audio cues. They don't know you're here. Obviously not going to push you, so get those audio cues and they're pushing upstairs. You can just start a flank right here. And this is all pretty close quarters, so the shotgun works well here too. See, Aqua is all close quarters. This is the longest hallway right here. So you can get a nasty flank too. If they never discover you and just push directly to upstairs site. I also discovered this is a little more versatile, I guess, but you could put a castle right here. It's a pretty good castle for one reason. They have nowhere to tuck to melee this or put a breach. So again, unless they have a well-placed grenade or ash, they're not getting through this. I'll show you. Any side where you go up to typically melee it, there's nowhere to tuck here. If you're standing all the way in this corner, you can see their feet on both sides. So this is just a really good odd castle door. Maybe you want to hold barista or put one here and then you have barista locked down, but just be cautious with this one. Be really communicate with your staff. Because you do give them tequila for free if you do this. Unless you have someone playing in tequila, but then they can't obviously rotate back the site this way. So this is a strong castle bar. Just be wary of all the negatives to it. While we're back up here on the second floor site, I'll show you a pretty nasty Denari setup. I've just been doing clear house with all these operators, looking at all these setups, figuring out these setups, and Denari really has one place in the entire map that's really good. And that's right here, second floor. You can lock down the lobby entrance. First, destroy the gas pipe. Two Denari somewhere around here. Crouch and phone level. You can put them tuck as far as you can right here. Crouch and phone level. And then just throw one over here for extra. And then you have, this is a pretty strong setup. You kind of have two more. You could go stand level all the way over here. And then fast one. Could put a stand level over here. So here, boom. You have now completely stopped them from walking up open lobby. And because these are in an open space right here, it's going to be very hard to grenade these, and that's your only option. Can't really peek around the corner either of them. It's glitching out. I don't know whether... And you can't really peek around the corner at them either, or else you're going to get zapped and take, I don't know, what is that, 100 damage? And then you have the one all the way over there. So even if they do happen to get a lucky grenade on these three, you'll still have that one active that puts 3 lasers going across this. And then again, 3 here. The only safe option they have would be to enter from this door. And then they could get a pretty easy nade there to destroy those 3 and then walk in. However, they do not initially enter from this door and do that. If they just discover the Denari traps after they're already in lobby, and they do have the intelligence droning to figure out what to do, they're gonna have a really long trek to go all the way back outside the map, around the map. This will take about 30 seconds of their time. Come all the way up here, and figure out how to nade these. By the time they do all that, it's a big time waster. See, this is a really good Denari setup if you're defending second floor. Pretty easily locked down lobby. Could play here too to prevent them from destroying those 3. And again, you won't have to worry about them pushing you from lobby stairs. Yeah, it's really tricky to destroy these. The only way they can really do it is throw a grenade from like here. Could also mix it up. It's this one like here. Again, if they destroy those 3, there'll still be a link right here to lobby stairs. Yep, another setup for the Calypso Casino, 2nd floor. Those are all of the defensive operators that I found good setups on this map. The best setups I could possibly find. I played Clear House for hours with these guys. And also I have used them in real games too, but to get footage of all these in real games is a huge task. So I'll let you guys use these for yourselves in real games. Oh, I also forgot for the basement site. So as I've said earlier, a really popular entrance for attackers is this green area over here. It's just called, people call it green. And this wall is a popular breaching site. It's like a big YouTuber I watch is Sinvale, watches live streams, and he likes to play tube in here. Tube trick this breach right here. But what I also found out here is there's a really big foothold here. And you can actually melee these things. So you can see even, and you can go so far back here that you can get a lot of free shots on them from back here too, while you're tube tricking the wall. See how far back I could see? I left this open so I can show you from the outside. Look, it's pretty close to breach, so if you're tube tricking this wall, they're probably just going to wander around out here. And if they unfortunately go this far back, you might be able to get a free kill on them, if not injure them or do heavy damage. And because this handrail is right here, they cannot see in. They cannot see you if they look in. And if they try to, it compromises them even more because their legs are sticking forward. So you're likely going to get a free kill if they fortunately happen to go this far out on the balcony. Well, you could do this with any operator really, but kind of a bonus if you're tube tricking this wall view. Alright, so that's a more versatile tech I found. Let's move to the attackers. Mainly Fuse. But first, actually, I want to show you this. This is for Fuse on the second floor. The Defender's always going to reinforce this wall, probably. But this wall also has a huge gap above it that's soft. Again, I'll show you what it looks like from the outside. This lobby wall has a huge soft spot there. So, you get where I'm going. Show you what to do with Fuse. Fuse are going to spawn at helipad if... Again, this is only if they're going 2nd floor. So you spawn in as Fuse, the defenders are on 2nd floor. Switch your pistol, you want to get to this location as fast as you can. You're going to go to this rappel here, the pop rappel. Hug the left side, and then drone. Droning is the most important part for this strat. And if you put your drone up here, you actually jump through the cross, and then you will stay up here. Jump over on this side. So in order to do this, you have to make sure lobby's clear for you. Say, I do see the lobby is clear. You have to do it very fast. Rappel right here. Plug. Fuse this top left corner. You have to be upside down too. And then once you plant that, get out of there as fast as you can and activate your fuse as fast as you can. But I'm not going to activate it. So this works even if that wall is forced. I'm not going to activate it just yet because I want to show you what the mayhem. So this is the site room. A lot of people will be like an Echo or Mirror will be playing here. And there might be someone else in this room. That fuse charge will kill everybody. I actually do have a clip to attach after this. I don't even know where it's safe to stand. Maybe right here. Watch what that fuse charge does. Boom, clears the whole room. And shoots a puck behind the bar to kill anyone behind bar. It'll kill anyone standing back here. someone standing right here. So I guess you're only safe if you hug this wall, which they're not going to really know to do that without chaotic fuses. Just build that up here, maybe. Again, like I said, droning is the most important part when you're doing this. Because if anyone is in lobby and they catch you right here, that's a free kill for them. So very cautious. That's why I only do one and get out of there as fast as I can. Because once you do one, they're going to know you're here. And it's just a free kill. There's so many. Look at all these sight lines that they shoot. And again, the reason why you do it right to left is they don't really have the option to run. If they're in that bar and then run, again, you're just going to want to stay upside down because that's the fastest you can get this off. And then, like I showed you before, this is going to be a big soft gap. But actually, a couple of times, you can get a bonus with this position up there. Sometimes your teammates will be... You know, by the time you get up there from spawn, a teammate will be on this window or mostly this window. They might be coming in through that door over there. But a couple of times I've actually found, as I just said, a teammate pushing through there. And there, once I drone from up there, I'll see the enemy trying to peek them from like here. Or the opposite on the other side, peeking up there. And if I drone, I see the enemy is not looking towards my direction. Peeking, my teammate has them distracted. I actually do a quick repel. And I've gotten free kills from that too, shouldn't even need them back. But if you do that again, fast as possible, fast as you can, switch your pistol while you're repelling that shot. Get out of there, because that is a really vulnerable position. And then you have tons of options after you do that, enter from any side you want to. But that's just one, probably the best used puck position I found on this whole map. You get so many free kills if you pull it off. Okay, with fuse, when attacking the bottom site, you want to spawn at the low spawn. And you can get the outside breach, the green wall cash counting room, totally by yourself if you're fuse. And then this wall will be reinforced, but you can still get in it even if they're bandit tricking or there's a mute. And you have the hard breach. So all you got to do is go to the floor above. Obviously drone it. So the only place they would be here is playing on the stairs or somewhere in here. If it's clear, jump right in, put a fuse right here, and then boom, that's all you have to do. Set off that fuse. It's going to destroy the bandit and his batteries and or a mute. I'll show you what it looks like from down here. I just put the fuse charge right there. So say these are reinforced and electrified. Boom. It's going to destroy those bandits, and then you will be able to get into site wall all by yourself with your fuse. Don't even need a thermite or ace, because that fuse is going to destroy all the bandits they have here. And then boom, you have control of the green area right outside the basement objective. That's kind of all the attacker I have just used, but I do have a sneaky spot for shield ops. It's not just tied down to one operator, but so if you spawn in as attacking shield up, first place you want to go is either this window or this window, especially if the defenders are on second floor again. Now I'll show you why. If you spawn at the low spawn, you can rappel straight up, go straight to this window as fast as you can, click fuse, the fuse shot. Boom, melee this with a shield. You have full sight into like the entire line. Lots of times you'll catch a defender that's late to setting up, either running out of the store or running back into the door. This has been a free kill for me lots of times too. You can see all the way through lobby. Just have to worry about the run out here. It's not that difficult. It's one lone guy, you can just challenge him. You almost, if you run straight to the store as soon as the round starts, you will almost always catch someone running back in the side or running outside to them back. And you can also do it on the opposite side of the lobby here. I do it with shields just because you can peek them a lot easier. If you just melee that as a normal attacker, not Blackbeard or another shield, you can just like free fire you. They'll notice that and free fire you. Side, you want to spawn the Garden Ruins area, and it's that window up there. So this one does have a lot more of a risky run out, but again, break this. Boom, you'll catch anyone running in or out of that barista area. That's late to setting up. They might have reinforced some walls and then decide to roam after that. Probably going to catch you here. Go running downstairs. And like I said, you do have a risky peek here. However, if you drone and find a gap out there, you can repel right in, and boom, you're right outside of sight. That is sight right there. And this little room is pretty protected too. Unless they double team you and you're black here to blitz or something, you have a really strong position here. You have now stopped any roaming defenders from entering or exiting. And also lots of times you make a hole here. This wall is actually breakable. So within the first 30 to a minute of the round, 30 seconds to a minute of the round, you got to be really fast. You can catch them off their guard. This is my favorite play. It mostly works if your shield ops, just because you can don't really have to worry about droning as much. You can literally peek with your shield, not have to worry. That's a really cool aggressive strat. Go straight, lock down lobby, and then if you're on this side, you can go repel straight to that room right outside of it. But yeah, I hope I didn't forget anything. Those are like kind of operator specific setups for this. Operators that require a lot of map knowledge, and I've done the research for you to find their best setups for this map. Yeah, hopefully I didn't forget anything, but I might discover more stuff. These Coles think there's not really much intelligence behind using their gadgets. Maybe Coles, but more so map setup knowledge. Thorn, Ella, just place some traps above doorways. Lion, just use your ability when you keep pushing. I hope these are all the really maybe all the operators that require a lot of map knowledge. I've done the research for. Let me know if you have good setups too.